Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Desatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Prabhu Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna. So today we'll see chapter 2nd, verse number 47. It's a very famous verse, maybe the most popular verse of Bhagavad Gita, which everyone try to quote. So let us chant the shloka. Karmanyevadikaraste
कर्मणि एवाधिकारस्ते
ma phaleshu kadachana
मा फलेषु कदाचन
ma karma phala hetu
मा कर्मफलहेतुर्भूर्
मा ते संगोस्तव कर्मणि
मा ते सङ्गोऽस्त्वकर्मणि
कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते
कर्मणि एवाधिकारस्ते
मा फलेषु कदाचन
मा फलेषु कदाचन
मा कर्म फलहेतुर्भूर्
मा कर्मफलहेतुर्भूर्
मा ते संगोस्त्व अकर्मणि.
मा ते सङ्गोऽस्त्वकर्मणि.
Please chant if anybody wants.
कर्मणि एवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्मफलहेतुर्भूर् मा ते सङ्गोऽस्त्वकर्मणि.
Okay, translation and purport. You have a right to perform your prescribed duty, but you are not entitled to the fruits of action. Never consider yourself the cause of the results of your activities, and never be attached to not doing your duty. Purport. There are three considerations here: prescribed duty, capricious work, and inaction. Prescribed duties are activities enjoined in terms of one acquired modes of nature, material nature. Capricious work means actions without sanction of authority, and inactions means not performing one's prescribed duty. The Lord advised that Arjuna not to be inactive, but that he perform his prescribed duty without being attached to the results. One who is attached to the results of his work is also the cause of the action. Thus, he is enjoyer and sufferer of the results of such actions. As far as prescribed duties are concerned, they are fitted into three subdivisions, namely routine work, emergency work, desired activities. Routine work performed as obligation in terms of spiritual injunctions without desire of results is action in mode of goodness. Work with results becomes the cause of bondage. Therefore, such work is not auspicious. Everyone has his proprietary right in regard to prescribed duties, but should act without attachment to results. Such disintegrated obligatory duties doubtlessly lead to one to path of liberation. Arjuna was therefore advised to by the Lord to fight as a matter of duty without attachment to result. His non-participation in battle is another side of attachment. Such attachment never leads one to the path of salvation. Any attachment, positive or negative, is the cause of bondage. Inaction is sinful. Therefore, fighting is the as a matter of duty was the only auspicious path for of salvation for Arjuna. It's very important, interesting verse. And uh, Krishna is now trying to. Um, Krishna talked about Jnana Yoga, Sankhya Yoga, Jnana Yoga, about soul and body. Then he talked about Bhakti Yoga, right? Just transcend the modes. And now Krishna is talking about the Karma Yoga. This verse talks about the Karma Yoga, but without attachment to fruits. So it's a Karma Yoga, and next he will talk about the Nishkam Karma Yoga. So here, if we see, there are four parts: Karmanyeva Dikaraste. So you have right to perform your duty. Ma Faleshu Kadachana. But don't get attached to fruit. So, for example, if we say I am doing job, so we do job for 1 month and then we get salary. So salary is the result, for example, of our activity. So uh, generally we say salary is our right because I have worked. That is my right. So the result is my right. But Krishna is saying the opposite way. You don't get attached to the result, but you have a right to perform your prescribed duty. So you work without attachment of the action that you have done. Then he says, Ma karma follow hetu. Don't become cause. So how we become the cause of the activity? Uh, in the purport, Srila Prabhupada mentions that when we are attached to the result, so in any activity, if we try to get particular result that we want, we desire, or we do the activity to get a result that is our wish or that is suitable for us, then you become the cause of that activity because you are doing for your intentions, your desires. So that becomes your activity, and then you suffer the results. So, but still, he says, Mate sangostva akarmani, but you have to work. Don't get attached to not doing the work. So Arjuna, so if in case of Arjuna, his prescribed duty, as per his varna and mode as a kshatriya, was to fight. And he's saying, I am not going to fight. So that is the last part, attached to not doing his duty. So Krishna is saying, don't do that. Do your duty without attachment to results. So in Arjuna's case, so it's a little broad perspective that we have to think. So for example, Arjuna is fighting the war from the Pandava side. So the result of the war, everybody fights for victory, right? So ultimately, the victory is the goal or the result. But that is the result of the Pandav Sena, right? That will become. And everyone in that army of Pandav Sena, for example, puts his role. So Arjuna's role was to fight, fight whatever the uh, army chief will say. He has to fight. Okay, fight him, go and fight there. So he will fight there. In Arjuna's case, his guru is Krishna, so he will guide him. So he will follow his instruction and will fight. But he will fight with all his skill and everything. But he should not fight for the uh, victory, because victory will be the result of overall uh, um, army, right? So don't consider yourself the cause of the result. So if the victory of the army, so Pandav Sena wins, for example, then Arjuna should not think that he is the cause of the victory. Right? So it is little bit higher consciousness. So, for example, we write question answer. We give the exam. We write answers, and we get marks. Or a very simple example: a farmer plows the his field, sows the seed, and the crops come. So it looks a simple thing. The result is the crops. But if the farmer thinks, oh, things like I put the seeds, that's why the crops came. So that is not the complete understanding. Because, yeah, the beginning of the action was farmer because he put the seeds, so plant should come. So, but along after putting the seed, the water is there, sunlight is there, the soil has some nutritions which help the plant to grow. So there are several causes of the result, that is the plant. So if the farmer thinks, oh, I have done the plant, so that is very incomplete understanding. That is not a proper consciousness of the complete picture. So similarly, our actions that are not only one cause. In Bhagavad, like in 17th chapter, 18th chapter, Krishna will explain the five causes of action. So how many factors are there in any action? So we should not, there are five factors. So we should not think that only we are the doer. Doer is one of the factor. Uh, but then the desire is there, the super soul is there, or other uh, also play the part in the action, and then the complete result comes. So we should not think that I am only the cause of any activity. Yeah. And so I am not the cause of activity, so I will not do the action. So Krishna says no. Even if you are not cause of the result, you should not give up. You have to do your duty. So Arjuna, even if he is not the cause of victory, but he has to do his duty. So this is actually requires a higher consciousness. When we do any activity, we need a higher consciousness, and we have to have a broader perspective or overall picture of the activity that we are doing. So in the company we work, right? Somebody does the programming. So that programmer, if he starts thinking that, oh, this big company is running because of me, I am doing this program. That's why all these thousands of employees are getting salary. That is completely misunderstanding and wrong way of thinking. That one person doing one program cannot be the result of such a big company. So you are playing your part in that company, and the overall result of the company is the profit, whatever the company makes. So these two is some few normal examples that we can remember, that yeah, means I am not the only cause. There are several other causes. So whatever actions we also do, for example, right, if I am staying in Funaburi, so I want to go temple. Okay, so I go temple. So if I start, oh, I am great. I came to temple for darshan. Uh, that is wrong, because while going to temple, there could be many things happen. Somebody meet you, you start talking, and you are late, or some accident happens. There is traffic jam. You cannot reach temple, uh, or while going, you are stuck up where with something and you cannot reach. Anything can happen, or you are hit by somebody. So anything can happen. So how can you only be the cause of going? There are other cause operating which help us to do that activity. Our desire, the doer, the super soul, everybody is acting there. Hmm. Our endeavor, my endeavor is to walk. So I walk, I decide, I walk, I am acting, super soul is there. So there are several factors. So you should not consider yourself only the cause of action. And when you can think at this level of consciousness that I am not only the cause, then it is possible for us to detach from the results of the work. Whatever the result is coming, when you know that there are many factors involved, and overall synchronization, the result comes. Then we can do this ma phaleshu kadachana. Otherwise, it is very difficult to do ma phaleshu kadachana, because generally we get attached to the results. We get attached to our thoughts, our way of working. But uh, but that is actually decremental for our progress on the spiritual path. Because you start getting, when you try to derive some particular result, you become the cause, and then you become the sufferer or enjoyer of the action. And by that we get entangled. Every moment we are getting entangled. So Arjuna is also, Krishna is saying, you just fight. So in, I think, 38 or 39th verse or 40 verse there was, Krishna says, just fight for fighting. You just do fighting for fighting as a duty. So same thing is repeating. You just fight. You don't worry about the result. Result will come by overall efforts. So this is the way of working actually. So generally people only talk about this karmaneva adhikaraste mahapale. So mahapale shukad. People only talk about this line, but we should consider the other two lines also, which are very important. That don't consider yourself the cause of the action. That helps to fulfill the first part. As Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada mentions about the three types of works. And so, what should be done? What is our nature? Varna, we should do that. We should not do the activities that are capricious, which are against the sanction of scripture or any authority. And inaction will give you sin. So, in all these cases, Arjuna's only option was he should fight. Otherwise, somehow or other, he is going to not following the instructions of Krishna or Shastra. So, and is also asked, don't get attached to result. What is the result? The victory. So don't worry, victory will come or not. You just fight. So this we can apply in our day-to-day life. Not an easy thing to do, but that's why it's very popular, because it's not easy thing, but it's easy to say. But my suggestion will be that we have to consider that I am not the only cause of result of any activity. That will help to detach from the action's result. So now from tomorrow, next verses, Krishna will talk about the Nishkam Karma Yoga, and we'll see how those activities are performed and how we don't get attached in those activities. Hare Krishna. Any points? Any views? Okay, Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, thank you so much.
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, thank you so much.